Hi everyone, I am Dr. Shikhar Kanti. In this video we try to prove some more results on group theory. This is one theorem. Show that there is a one-to-one correspondence between the set of all right cosets and the set of all left cosets. Okay. See here, I will take G be a group and H be a subgroup of G. Then we have, suppose we have A, B, C, D, E, F are the elements of G. Then HA, HB, HC, HD, HE, HF, these are all the right cosets. Okay. And what about the left cosets? AH, BH, CH, DH, right? So these are all the left cosets. So here I will take, this is the set of all the right cosets, and I will take this as the set of all the left cosets. Here A belongs to G, means A inverse also belongs to G. Therefore A inverse H is a left coset. So here how we are considering the elements in this left cosets, set of the left cosets is A inverse H, B inverse H, C inverse H, D inverse H, like this. Okay. And we define a function here. This is the set of all right cosets and this is the set of all left cosets. We define a function f from R to L such that the element HA is mapped onto A inverse into H. And suppose HP is here, then HB is mapped onto B inverse H. HC is here, then HC is mapped onto C inverse H. Okay, like this we define the function. Now here, let me consider R equal to HA, where A belongs to G, be the set of all the right cosets of H in G, and L equal to H, that is set of all the left cosets here. We define a function f from R to L by f of HA equal to A inverse into H. This is the left coset and this is the right coset. First we show that the function is well defined in 1, and then I will show that it is onto function. Okay. So to show that the function is well defined, what I need to show here is we have to consider HA equal to HB. Then we have to prove that f of HA equal to f of HB. This shows f is well defined. And to show that the function is one function, the criteria is we have to consider let f of HA equal to f of HB. Then show that HA equal to HB. Okay. So I will prove in one here. That means here this implies and implied by. If I go by in this direction, this shows that the function is well defined. And if I come in the reverse direction, these are all double implications are there. If I come in reverse order, this shows that the function is a one function. Okay. So here first f is well defined and it is a one function. We try to prove this. Let me take HA equal to HB. We start with let HA equal to HB. My aim is to show that f of HA equal to f of HB. Okay. Let HA equal to HB. Then we have one property from the cosets. If HA equal to HB, if and only if AB inverse belongs to H. So that is HA equal to HB implies that AB inverse belongs to H. And AB inverse belongs to H. If I operate by B on both the sides here, then this becomes A, B inverse B gets cancelled here, that becomes identity. Then we can let A belongs to HB. Okay, A belongs to HB. Now if A belongs to HB, this is the set consisting of the elements of the form H1B, H2B, H3B, H4B, like this. That is, A belongs to this set means it must be of this form, A equal to an element of H into B. Okay, this for some H in H. Now if A belongs to HB, then if I take the inverse to this element here, A inverse equal to HB whole inverse. And we know that AB whole inverse equal to B inverse into A inverse. HB whole inverse means this is B inverse into H inverse. As H belongs to H, therefore H inverse also belongs to H because H is a subgroup here. Then B inverse into an element of H must belong to the coset B inverse into H. B inverse H. This is the left coset here. That is A inverse belongs to B inverse H. Then can we write this as A inverse H equal to B inverse H? Yes, we can write. We have proved one theorem here That theorem is this one. Show that A belongs to BH if and only if AH equal to BH. So that is here C. A belongs to BH if and only if AH equal to BH. Is it similar to this one here? A inverse belongs to B inverse H. Can we write A inverse H equal to B inverse H? Yes. In place of AB we have A inverse B inverse. Okay. So that is here we can write A inverse H is equal to B inverse H. What is A inverse H? By the definition, so A inverse H can be written as, it is nothing but we have taken this as f of HA. So that's f of HA equal to B inverse H. We have taken this as say f of HB. So that is here HA equal to HB implies that f of HA equal to HB. And conversely we can come like this. Same similar thing imply here. F of HA equal to f of HB implies that HA equal to HB. This shows that the function is one function. So the function is well defined and the function is one function. Now we have to show that the function is onto function. To prove that it is onto function, I have to consider an element in the domain here, that is in L. I have to show that corresponding to this there exists an element here such that this is mapped onto this. Okay. So let me take an element here. So in the domain, codomain here. So that is here. This is the set consisting of all the left cosets here. So let me take an element here. Say let A inverse H belongs to L. What is this A inverse? A inverse is an element of G. If A inverse is an element of G, what about A? A must also be an element of G. Okay. If A belongs to G, then what about HA? HA belongs to R here? Yes. That is, this is the set consisting of all the right cosets here. Therefore, HA belongs to R. If HA belongs to R, according to my definition, f of HA equal to A inverse into H. So that is, I have taken here A inverse H in the codomain and I have proved that there exists an element HA in the domain such that f of HA equal to A inverse H. This shows that the function is onto function. So we have proved that the function is one function, well defined, it is one function and it is onto function. Therefore, we say that the correspondence, the function defined is a one-to-one correspondence, right? Next, a small example is there. If H, K, L are any three subsets of a group G, then show that H, K into L equal to H into KL. This is nothing but an associative law here. So let me consider HKL means this is the set consisting of an element of H into K into an element of L. So that is here this set consisting of HK, where H belongs to H, K belongs to K into L. L is an element of L. This is equal to, we can write this associative law holds here because these are the subsets of G. G is a group, associative law is satisfied. HK into L can be written H into KL. Okay. That is one element, this belongs to H and this belongs to KL. Therefore, this is nothing but the set H into KL. Okay. Next, one more small theorem. For any two subsets H and K of a group G, show that HK whole inverse is equal to K inverse H inverse. What do you mean by H inverse? This is nothing but the set of all the inverses of H. And this is the set of all the inverses of K. This is the set of all the inverses of HK. Okay. Now here consider HK whole inverse is nothing but this is the set consisting of all inverses of all the elements of HK, means HK whole inverse. And this can be written as, if we have AB whole inverse equal to B inverse A inverse, this can be written as K inverse H inverse, where H is an element of H and K is an element of K. So this is K inverse H inverse. First element belongs to the set K inverse. Second element belongs to the set H inverse. Therefore, this set is nothing but K inverse into H inverse. Okay. Next, one more theorem is there. If H is a subgroup of G, then show that H inverse equal to H. Given that H is a subgroup, I have to prove that H inverse is equal to H. H inverse means this is the set consisting of all the inverses of H. Okay. In order to prove that two sets are equal, I have to show that this is subset of this and this is subset of this. To prove that H inverse is a subset of H, I have to take an element here and I have to prove that that element is also in H. And again, To prove that H is a subset of H inverse, I have to take an element here and I have to show that that element also belongs to H inverse. This proves that H is a subset of H inverse. If H inverse is subset of H and H is subset of H inverse, then we can write H inverse equal to H. Okay. Now, let me consider an element H belongs to H. Okay. If H belongs to H, given that H is a subgroup, therefore H inverse, its inverse also belongs to H. Now the H inverse belongs to H, then if I take inverses on both the sides here, H inverse of inverse belongs to H inverse. Okay. Take inverse on both the sides here. What is this quantity? This is nothing but again H here. So that is, this implies H belongs to H inverse. I have taken H belongs to H. Finally, I have proved that H belongs to H inverse. That is, every element of H is an element of H inverse. This shows that H is a subset of H inverse. I will take this as a 1. Okay. Next, I will consider an element here and I will try to show that the element is here. So let X belong to H inverse. Then this element X is nothing but inverse of some element of H here. That is, X is nothing but say H inverse for some H belongs to H. And this implies H inverse belongs to H. That is, here X is equal to H inverse for some H belongs to H. That is, here H inverse belongs to H. What is the H inverse here? It is nothing but X now. So that is, here X belongs to H. I have taken X belongs to H inverse and I have proved that X belongs to H. This shows that H inverse is a subset of H. H inverse is a subset of H. I will take this as a 2. From 1 and 2, we can write H inverse is equal to H. So that is, here this is one result here. Suppose H is a subgroup of G, then inverse of H equal to H itself. Okay. Next, one more theorem. A subset H of group G is a subgroup of G if and only if HH inverse is equal to H. Okay. If it is a subgroup, then we have to prove that HH inverse equal to H. Conversely, suppose HH inverse is equal to H, then I have to prove that H is a subgroup of G. These are the two ways. Now first let me consider, let H be a subgroup of G. Okay. My aim is to show that these two sets are equal. First I will consider, let X belongs to HH inverse. Means X must be in the form of an element of H, an element of H inverse here. An element of H is say A, an element of H inverse is say B inverse. That is, here A and B belong to H. The element in this set is of the form an element of H into an element of H inverse. So that is, X must be of this form. That is, X is equal to AB inverse, where A and B belongs to H. Now here, given that H is a subgroup of G, okay, H, that means here H itself is a group. And if H itself is a group, see, this is the necessary and sufficient condition for a subgroup here. A non-empty subset H of a group G is a subgroup of G if and only if A comma B belongs to H, implies that A B inverse belongs to H. This is the necessary and sufficient condition. Okay. So here we have A comma B belong to H. Since H is a subgroup, therefore AB inverse belongs to H. What is this AB inverse? AB inverse is nothing but X here. So that is, X belongs to H. I have taken X belongs to HH inverse. Finally, I have proved that X belongs to H. This proves that HH inverse is a subset of H. I will take this as a 1. Okay. Next. Again, let me take H belongs to, I want to prove that H is a subset of HH inverse. Therefore, I will take an element here. I will try to show that that element belongs to here. So let H belongs to H implies that, can we write H equal to HE inverse? Yes, because E is the identity element, therefore H can be written HE inverse. This is an element belongs to H and E belongs to H? Yes, because H is a subgroup, therefore E belongs to H. Therefore, where this E inverse belongs to? E inverse belongs to H inverse. This belongs to H and this belongs to H inverse. Therefore, the whole element belongs to HH inverse. See here, I have taken H belongs to H and I have proved that H belongs to HH inverse. This proves that H is a subset of HH inverse. H is a subset of HH inverse. From 1 and 2, we can write HH inverse is equal to H. Okay. And converse part, okay, this if and only, okay. See, converse part is very simple. So we have to write converse part here. HH inverse is equal to, let me take HH inverse is equal to H. Okay, conversely, let HH inverse equal to H. I have to prove that, what I have to prove here, I have to prove that H is a subgroup of G. Again here we have, this is a necessary and sufficient condition to show that any subset is a subgroup of G. Just if I prove like this, consider A comma B belongs to H, try to show that A, B inverse also belongs to H. Okay. So here let A comma B belongs to H. Okay. And what this implies here, this implies A B inverse here it is given that H equal to HH inverse, right? A and B belongs to H. Okay, A belongs to H here. Say B belongs to H means B inverse belongs to H. So therefore here A into B inverse belongs to HH inverse, no? H inverse. Okay, HH inverse. And what is this HH inverse? This is equal to H. See, I have taken A and B belong to H. Finally, I have proved that AB inverse belongs to H. This is nothing but the necessary and sufficient condition. So therefore, we can say that H is a subgroup. H is a subgroup of G. Okay, this is the converse part, right? Next, one more theorem is there. If H and K are subgroups of group G, then HK is a subgroup of G if and only if HK equal to KH. So that is here in this theorem what we need to prove here is if H and K are subgroups of G, given that H and K are subgroups of G is given here, then what I have to prove here is if HK is a subgroup of G, then HK equal to KH. Conversely, suppose HK equal to KH, then we have to prove that HK is a subgroup. Okay. And already we have this is one theorem here. That is H is a subgroup of G if and only if HH inverse is equal to H. And one more theorem we have proved here is if H is a subgroup, then this already we have proved here. H inverse is equal to H. If H is a subgroup, H inverse equal to H. And this theorem is if H is a subgroup of G, if and only if HH inverse is equal to H. These two theorems already we have proved. Now to prove this theorem, first I will consider let HK be a subgroup of G. Okay. Then what I have to prove? I have to prove that HK equal to KH. Okay. Now here consider then HK is equal to, can we write HK inverse here? Yes, because here H is a subgroup, then H equal to H inverse already we have proved. So that is HK is a subgroup here we have considered, then HK must be equal to HK its inverse, that is HK whole inverse. This can be written as K inverse H inverse, this also we have proved. And this is equal to, since K is a subgroup, therefore K inverse equal to K. Also H is a subgroup, therefore H inverse equal to H. So this is equal to KH. What we proved here is, we have proved that HK is equal to KH. That is HK be a subgroup of G, then we can prove that HK equal to KH. Next, converse part. Conversely, let HK equal to KH. I have to prove that HK is a subgroup of G. To prove this, I will use this result here. Okay, which result is, this is the result. Yeah, this result I will prove. What is this result here? A subgroup H of a group G is a subset H of a group G is a subgroup of G if and only if HH inverse equal to H. In this theorem, what I have to prove here is, I have to prove that HK is a subgroup. For that, we try to prove that HK into HK whole inverse is equal to HK. That is HH inverse equal to H, right? So for that I will consider HK whole inverse. This is equal to HK. HK whole inverse can be written as K inverse H inverse. This is equal to H, associated law H, KK inverse into H inverse. This is equal to, what is KK inverse? KK inverse is equal to K itself, because K is a subgroup. K is a subgroup. If H is a subgroup, we have HH inverse equal to H. K is a subgroup, therefore KK inverse equal to K. Okay, this is H, K, H inverse. This is equal to HK into H inverse. I am taking, I am using the associative law here. And here my hypothesis is HK equal to KH is there. Okay, therefore I can write this HK can be written as KH. Okay, I will write this as KH. This is equal to KH into H inverse. Again, by using associative law, I will keep this K outside. I will write HH inverse here. Again, H is a subgroup, therefore HH inverse is equal to H. This is equal to KH. And again, it is given that hypothesis KH is equal to HK now. So that KH can be written as HK. So what I proved here is HK into HK whole inverse, HK into HK inverse is equal to HK. This is same as HH inverse is equal to H. This proves that HK is a subgroup of G. Okay. Okay, thank you. I will stop here.